Melinda's grandparents were heading to her house for a visit. Melinda was an 8-year-old girl living in Velasco City in a residential area. Her grandparents had prepared her favorite cake for her. As they got closer, Melinda went out to the driveway as she could see them approaching. As her grandfather made a left turn, he was T-boned by an oncoming SUV. Melinda witnessed the crash with her own eyes and began crying and screaming for her parents to come outside. Emergency units responded immediately to the tragic accident. Sadly, her grandmother didn't survive the crash, and her grandfather was transported to a hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. The driver of the SUV sustained major injuries and was also taken to a hospital for surgery. Her grandfather was found to be at fault for the accident, as he failed to yield to the oncoming SUV. Show some love to Melinda in the comments. Peter went on a bicycle trip in Utah. He parked in a tourist area and went for a ride. He decided to go downhill to enjoy a bit of adrenaline and speed. By the way, he had a green BMW M3 G80. If you notice that car, write a comment. Suddenly, Peter hit a large rock that had fallen on the road. The impact threw him off the bike, and he hit the ground hard. An oncoming car immediately pulled over and called 911. Peter was treated at the scene and luckily only suffered scratches and a few bruises. However, he was taken to a local hospital to check for any internal bleeding or injuries. Good news, guys. After the checkup, Peter was cleared to go. Giuseppe was driving his Dacia in Italy. It was a beautiful, sunny day, and he was heading to see his friends at the docks. Suddenly, a massive rock slid from the hill, falling directly onto his car and crushing it completely. Nearby drivers quickly called emergency services. Police and an ambulance arrived within 5 minutes. Unfortunately, Giuseppe didn't survive the accident. The damage to his car was so severe that it would have been a miracle if he had survived. Frank was driving his semi-truck in Germany, transporting some Tasty Cola drinks from Berlin to Munich. Suddenly, he felt a massive impact from behind. A Dacia driver failed to check their side mirror properly and got sideswiped by a Golf traveling at approximately 280 kilometers per hour. The Dacia lost control and rear-ended Frank's truck. Germany's Autobahn police responded immediately, and the fire department arrived within 10 minutes. Unfortunately, there was little they could do, as both occupants of the Golf were killed on impact. This story is a sobering reminder of the dangers of distraction and excessive speed on the roads. Charles was heading to the Utah mountains, eager to go for a hike. He loved tourist trips in nature. He parked his vehicle at a gas station located right next to the hiking trail. The weather was beautiful and the scenery was breathtaking. How do you feel about this environment, guys? As Charles climbed higher, he wanted to see all of Utah from the mountain. Tragically, he stepped too close to the edge, slipped, and fell. A person at the gas station heard his scream and saw him falling. They quickly called 911. Charles was in very bad shape and could barely speak. He was transported to a hospital in Utah, where he underwent multiple surgeries. Thankfully, the person at the gas station spotted him in time. Otherwise, he might not have survived. Here is another video of mine that I think you might like to watch.